Good afternoon and welcome to West Ham Irons United. I hope you are all well. I'm Anton and I'm today bringing you the West Ham Daily. It is going to be all about the David Moyes press conference, of course, that's taken place earlier this afternoon in preparation for the West Bromwich Albion game. Before we move on, though, a couple of things to announce. Of course, the competition went live for the Declan Rice top. All you need to do is head across to the post in the comments. I'm putting the link into the website for Football Prizes, who are West Ham Irons United's official sponsors. And what you do is you click the link and you pay £5.95 for a ticket, which puts you into the entry for the Declan Rice signed authentic top. And it looks the bee's knees. Of course, we gave away the Paolo Di Canio. I think there was 98 tickets sold from 99. So make sure you go across there and check that out. And then next, of course, the next announcement to make is Grandpa Stell today. It's his 70th birthday. So I'd like you all to congratulate Grandpa Stell. As you can see there, it's his birthday. He's really delighted that, you know, I'm guiding him through the whole YouTube world and keeping his West Ham knowledge fresh, because he's so deluded half the time. You know, this is him pretending he's trying to be handsome and suave, but I mean, you make your own judgment on what you do. But anyway, as we do, it's his 70th birthday today, so if you get a chance, make sure you leave a comment after it wishing him the big 7-0 happy 70th birthday to Stelios. And yeah, like I said, many happy returns, Stel. So hope you're enjoying it. Let's go and see who's in the chat. Sorry, I'm just seeing what everyone is saying. Mick, unfortunately, this is smack bang in the middle of my next meeting, so I will say afternoon all now and catch it later. Caden Smike, I thought I'd missed it. Happy birthday to Stel. You haven't, mate, don't worry. Neil from Down Under, afternoon all. All from South Australia at 11:15 p.m. on a Tuesday night. Wow, dedication. NFDU. Mark Alexander, afternoon all. Marcus Sleep, thank you very much for joining us. Stu77, hope you're well. Happy birthday to Grandpa Stell. Caden Smike, hello Neil, you're all talking to each other. Reese, happy birthday to Grandpa Stell again, or great grandpa for you, Reese. Patrick Walsh, morning. It's really nice to see you all talking to each other. Caden, thank you very much. Glad you're there. Toby, good to see you. Hope you are well. Reese, oh sorry, hi Anton, just thought it was Stell with the starting at this time. I'm doing it today, but you know, I've had work on and you've just got to balance between the work life, etc. Lee, thank you very much for joining us. Carino, thank you as well. 59, no, he's not. Don't believe the hype, mate. Don't believe the hype. Happy birthday, Stell. Happy birthday, Anton. It's not my birthday, mate. It's Grandpa Stell's birthday. Happy birthday, Gramps. 100%. Happy 70th birthday, Stell. Hope you're watching. Absolutely. Yeah, Dan. Dan, you know, mate, guiding him through the YouTube world. Absolutely, mate. Neil T, happy 70th birthday. Happy birthday to you, Stell, from Father Snowman. Happy 40th. Oh, listen, come on, Garino. Don't be feeding him any of that rubbish. Everyone's given me the name Babyface over the last week. So, Anton, Peachy Boy, hope you got my messages, sent you some messages, hope you liked them. Anyway, let's get on to today's news, which is, of course, David Moyes' press conference in relation to the West Brom game coming up. So, let's get started on it. So today he's been a busy man, of course. He's been talking about the response from the Brighton draw. We played very well, and it was just a day where we didn't score the chances. I was very positive with a lot of things we had done. What did you think from the Brighton draw? Were you disappointed that we didn't go ahead and get the result? I was. I think we're allowed to be disappointed. However, a point was a point, and you've got to respect the point as much as you possibly can. But I just wanted the 3, and I felt like we had occasions in that game where we definitely could. We just could not penetrate a well-drilled Brighton side. So, of course, David Moyes is going to be disappointed that we didn't score more of the goals. And then he goes on to talk about the progress that West Ham have actually made. The progress has been made from the start of the season and where we were this time last year. The players are improving each and every day, and they have been hard at it and given it a go, which they completely have. I think you can see that. You can see that from the moment that lockdown, even before the lockdown was announced. And I say this on a regular occasion when you go back to the Man City game, when West Ham handed the 3 points over to West Ham had 3 points over to Man City by just not turning up on that day. Then we stepped into the Liverpool game the next week when Souček came on the field, and we started to see what Souček was all about. This is pre-COVID, and there was a new West Ham in town, and people keep failing to remember that. The new West Ham in town started to turn up before COVID had happened, and then we went to Arsenal, and we were very unfortunate to get beat at the Emirates, and we took the game to Arsenal. And it was because we were just so fed up about what had happened at Man City. So the next 2 following games, and then of course COVID struck, and then we've bounced back during Project Restart, and you can see the improvement in the players, and that's always down to what David Moyes is doing. You hear it from the players talking about that they're making the players run, they're making them do more things, they're covering more ground in the game. So, yeah, get your comments in and let me know your thoughts on the progress that the team has made. He then moves on to the Champions League, and he says the Champions League would have been the biggest achievement of my career, but European football will be a good achievement. I set high standards for myself and the players, and you can absolutely see that. And the funny thing is, and I know Still done a video yesterday, and it was talking about West Ham's chances. Now, mathematically, we can still qualify for the Champions League. I'm very aware that it's a hard task, and this is what Still done yesterday. West Ham need to rely on us winning the next 2 games, Chelsea to lose the next 2 games, Liverpool to draw and lose a game, and Tottenham to just lose 1 game. Of course, that's a long shot. I'm very aware it's a long shot. However, 2 games to go, we're mathematically capable of doing it. We'll see what happens. But of course, he's talking there, and there's a sense of defeat that it's not going to happen. And it would have been the greatest achievement. And the fact that we've rode this season in this position is just absolutely fantastic. And then he goes on to talk about Europe. I think if we made European football, it would be worthy of a celebration. You're always trying to get more and push up the league. We might enjoy a couple of beers if we make Europe after Sunday's game. And all West Ham really need to do is get 1 more victory under the belt to try and at least guarantee some form of European football. And of course, you've seen how teams can qualify, where they can qualify. He goes on to talk about the conference, Europa Conference League. Although I'm wary of a 3rd European competition, as you think of the Intertoto competition, I am wary of that. But I think if you're rewarded with European football, then it is a praise for you and what you have done. If we end up in that competition, I don't think we'll be disappointed. Talk to me. Let me know as fans what you think. Would you be disappointed if we qualified for Europa Conference League? I think it is, it's not my first choice. I want West Ham to qualify for European football. No ifs or buts about it. If we go into Europa League, yeah, absolutely great. But I would, you want, when you strive and you've strived all season to be in that top 4 and you're within a cusp and then bang, it starts to drop. You can't help but feel disappointed. I would rather have West Ham qualify for the Champions League, be put under more pressure in that highest standard of the league than in the Europa League. However, I would happily accept the Europa League. I think if we go into the conference, there's a good opportunity for West Ham to start to bleed through a lot of the younger players. We've got many games to play, and we're going to have to do that as the season goes on. So get your comments in and let me know what your thoughts are on the Conference League. He then goes on to talk about the fans and the impact that the fans will have coming back into the stadium. It's what we want. The atmosphere without fans has been sterile. We wanted the fans back quickly, but obviously it has been a difficult situation. It has been managed as well as it could be, and I'm really hoping to have full crowds back next season. I mean, listen, that is 10,000 West Ham fans going to be packed in. Well, put into the London Stadium on Sunday. How do you feel about it? Did you manage to get a ticket? Of course, I didn't. I've got a season ticket, but I didn't pay for my full season ticket up front. Therefore, I didn't enter the ballot. So I only paid the deposit, so I wasn't entered into the ballot. However, you will have heard that Alf has been lucky enough to receive a ticket with his son, and Stell has received a ticket. I'm only joking. No, he has received a ticket, so they'll be going on Sunday, and we'll be, happy for them. I really am happy for them. And if I had a ticket, I would be going. And I'm kind of gutted I can't be part of that. I'm desperate. I've been saying that to my wife and family. I'm desperate to go back to a game, as we all are desperate to go back to a game. But we'll just have to make do just now. And I'm just hoping that come next season, we can expect bigger crowds. I just don't know if we will have bigger crowds or the biggest crowd come August. So we'll just have to wait and see. But listen, I do think it will be really good. I think it's been a break that the fans have not been allowed in, and West Ham have been performing fantastic. And I wonder if that will give the players a bit of a boost. We all know fans can turn on their teams, especially if things aren't going so well. But I think it's been so long, there'll be a little bit of a party atmosphere. 10,000 still's not going to be the be-all and end-all. However, I would give anything to be part of that 10,000. Absolutely. And I really don't know. Are you happy just to wait and go back to a fuller stadium? I don't know, to be honest. It'll be interesting to see. Let's go on to what David Moyes has to say about West Bromwich Albion. He's saying it would well be disrespectful to think that any club who'd been relegated would not be working as hard. Just look at Sheffield United the other night. Everybody wants to win, and the competition in the Premier League is really difficult. I completely agree with the sentiment behind what David Moyes is saying there. It's so true. Sheffield United people wrote off. Listen, we've done it all season. We're writing off teams. I mean, when we went into the Brighton game on our preview, people are predicting 6-7, 5-0, all that sort of stuff. We expect, West Ham are due to thump a team, but it's not how it works. It never is how it works. And Everton, good friends over on some of the other channels, and the reaction to the Sheffield United thing, they were so disappointed and gutted at it, showing no heart. But the thing with Sheffield United is, and this thing with teams that are relegated is, people think they've got nothing to fight for. Well, do you know what? They've got something to fight for, which is the next season. If players want to also leave the club, they're also going to try their best to perform at the highest level to see if anyone else is scouting around that area. If they want to start the next season and they give youth a chance, then they're going to try and cement their position in the team the next year. So, you can't go into these games fully expecting. I wanted 9 points from the last 3 games. It's what my minimum requirement was. We got 1, but we need to go out into these next 2 games all guns blazing, fighting everything that we possibly can. And you have to give respect to the opposition no matter who they are. Well, except for a couple of teams, of course. Let's talk about, he moves on to a little bit about recruitment. I don't know at the moment. I don't think we'll have lots of money, but I think that will be the same in most clubs. But if we're in European football, we might decide we need more players. Obviously, we would like to make new signings if we can. Now, listen, people can jump the gun here with what David Moyes is saying. It depends on how you want to look at it. But for me, of course, West Ham are going to sign players, right? We know that. We just don't know what the budget is. I've said it all along. I've said it. I'll say it again, and I will say it again. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if I think you're an ITK, if you're not, if you're connected to the club, if you're not. No one's ever going to know what the club are going to spend. They'll have a budget, but that budget will change depending on circumstances. It's just how any business works. It depends on the circumstances you're in life, and the pandemic, the amount of income you get from game day, match day, the amount of income you get from your shop. It depends on all circumstances. Contract negotiations, if you want to keep a player, if you want to sell a player, if you're going to receive a fee, all that comes into play. So that will depend on what's going to happen. Do I think West Ham will go and sign players? Yes. How much is the budget? We don't know. But I'm going to go with the mindset of being reserved and think we're going to get something like 40 to 50. I think that is a reserve budget. I know people think it's crazy, but I think we'll sell some players and generate some income. It could be less, who knows? But I trust absolutely everything that David Moyes is doing. So please let me know what your thoughts are. Do you trust him to the level that I do? He then goes on to talk about his contract, which is expected that he'll sign a new contract next week. We're pretty well done with my contract, and hopefully it's something we'll get done at the end of the season, as I don't want things to get in the way right now. I mean, listen, I take back absolutely everything that I ever said about David Moyes when he joined the club the first time and he joined the club the second time. And I think a lot of people have to do the same, because the guy's come in, he's transformed my opinion on how West Ham run, how West Ham recruit. how West Ham train, our formations, our team selections, and you're always going to have negative people kicking about saying, well, what if, well, what if, well, what if? But I tell you what, and someone made a comment, I think it was actually David Moyes himself, West Ham celebrated last season getting staying up out of the league. West Ham nearly got relegated from the Premier League, and we celebrated like we won in a cup competition at the end of that. And now West Ham are on the cusp of qualifying for Europe, and people are moaning that we didn't get potentially Champions League. But with 2 games to go, we're still mathematically capable of doing it. I mean, we need to really calm down a bit and think, and understand the disappointment, but we have to put things into perspective and realise where we're at. So, I think it's going to be it's fantastic reward for David Moyes. He absolutely deserves it, and hopefully he builds onto a larger and longer prosperous future with West Ham and grows West Ham to the plan that he wants to do. Absolutely trust him 100%. And then lastly, Mr. David Moyes moves on with his injury updates. He talks about literally only one player. We still have a problem with Manuel Lanzini, but most of the squad are okay, which really is good. It's a good position to be in with 2 games to go. Makes me think that players like Masuaku are kicking about. Creswell's okay. He's come through his last game. Declan Rice has come through his last game. So it's nice to have options, and that's what it sounds like West Ham have actually got with 2 games to go. It'd be nicer if it happened a couple of games ago and we could have maybe squad rotated, etc. But it'll be really interesting to see what happens come tomorrow night when we take on West Brom, needing the victory. We really want to go ahead and try and win that game, of course. And we'll come to you later on. I'm going to come into the comments in a second, but tonight we will be doing our preview. It'll be 8:30 tonight. We'll have the West Brom fan on as well. So make sure you do tune in to that. Let me jump across and see what everyone is saying in the comments. There's loads of comments in here as well, so I will jump in and see what I can do, what we can do for it. Yeah, happy birthday tomorrow to yourself, Snowman. Hope you are well. Chelsea or Leicester this evening. So I've got the images here of what ideally West Ham really need to happen. So we really need Leicester to just go in and finish the season off when people least expect them to do it. If West Ham want any form of trying to attempt the thing that people don't think we can do. So we'll see what happens. But Team Leicester all the way. And United road trip to Clacton in a few weeks. John Hicks, the Hammers have been great this season. Absolutely have, mate. Stu77, best wishes for tomorrow, Snowman. Absolutely. Reese, Iron United fishing trip as well. Mark Alexander, your thoughts on Sima? I'm far from convinced. I am convinced. I'm convinced because I do think he is a Moyes type player. I know he's made the senior step up one season and he's performed well, but he's got European experience and I think it really tells that you've got 2 players, Czech internationals, who know the club inside out, who are kind of maybe feeding into you, going like, this is a talent, this is a player. I'm not going to do a transfer show just now, but we'll look a little bit deeper. I know Stell spoke about him a little bit last night, but we'll look into him a little bit deeper in the next week or so, and we'll see as well. All you are talking to each other. It's great to see that. Hit the like button, as Lee has said. Please do. Neil T, I've got a horrible feeling that Sima could be a replacement for Lingard if we don't go and get him. Now, listen, I don't know what to say. Will Lingard go? I mean, we don't know. I don't think Lingard wants to go. I think he's found the club that he loves, but we have to be mindful of the fact that of his age and his, we've sparked that Lingard that everyone knew from years ago. And what does that mean? Does he want to go and win competitions? Has he won enough at Man United, etc.? But does he believe in the project that Moyes is doing? And this is what West Ham need to do. We've got to go out, go and get the man. We have to go and get Lingard. And we have to progress next year, 100%. Toby Sampson, feeling sad when the video's finished. Wish you could enjoy the glorious chat 24/7. Now you can. Disco. Look at that selling. Toby boy. We need to bring you in a salesman pitch, mate. So, yeah, if you do want to do it, and I'm really sorry I'm not involved in much in it, but it's a mixture of work, etc. And I haven't got my notifications turned on Discord, but it's a good app that you can go and have a chat with everyone who's involved in Iron United as well. I'll try and jump in as much as I can, which is not very often, so I do apologise for that. But good sales pitch, mate. Really good. Everyone's giving you the thing there as well. After Stell's sales pitches yesterday, Neil, how terrible is it? We've got a sponsorship, and he slags them off. He just slags them off. But like I said, go across and purchase the ticket if you can. Freshfielder, I'd be more than happy with any form of European competition. And Dan Fandango's, any form of Europe is amazing, in my opinion, mate. Last year we were looking over our shoulder at relegation. This year, in which a chance of European tour, you have to be happy with that no matter what. Absolutely. Toby Sampson, I'm not a bad salesman. I knocked out 100 of people. Conference League feels like a pat on the head and a participation medal, Mark Alexander. Listen, I'll take it. Here's a question for you then, Mark. Would you accept nothing or European Conference League? That is the question. We'll get Europa. Let's hope so. Reese, Anton, are you going to come down to London for the game anyway? I'm not going to come down for the Southampton game. I was talking about it, but I've just opted not to. And I'll tell you why. I need to play my cards. With having a season ticket and travelling from Scotland, especially with 2 kids, I need to play my cards at the right time. I would love nothing more to come down for the Southampton game and have a laugh with you guys in the pub, etc. But I'm just opting not to. I'll play my cards, and what I'm doing is I'm banking everything for the new season, and I just hope the missus isn't watching this show, which I highly doubt that she is. Conference winner gets free pass into following year's Europa League. Absolutely. Toby Sampson, I'd be really happy with the Conference League. If the competition becomes established in the future as a decent competition, we could be the first ever winners, just like the Intertoto Cup. People slagged it off, done it all, and then bang, we it was FC Eucharet and Metz in the final as well. And I think Louis Saha played for Metz in that final against West Ham. There was 3 finals that year. I think Juventus won 1, West Ham won 1, and I'm not sure who won the other one. That's bang out of order. How can Anton not get a ticket when Stell's a Chelsea fan? Exactly, GP. But then, to be fair, he did pay season ticket full up front, unlike me. So we'll get what we are good enough to achieve. Absolutely. Any European competition is better than a relegation battle, Reese. Absolutely. It'd be nice though if we could just stick it to Tottenham and get above them. Yep, absolutely. Dan, I'm happy to wait. That stadium with just 10k fans just doesn't do it for me. It's bad enough when it's full. Yeah, I get the sentiment behind it, Dan, but you know what? I would want to be there. I do want to be there. I'd have been happy going if I was 2,000 fans. I just want to be in that stadium, mate. And I know it's not the same. I know it's definitely not the same. I know we can't do the whole meet up, all that sort of stuff, but I just want to go and see some football and watch the club that we love, like we do. GP, because Stell is like this with Sean. David, I was lucky enough to get a ticket. Looking forward to it immensely. Good on you, David. And I'm glad. I hope you enjoy it, mate. And I hope we get the 3 points. Mark, with our squad and money involved, not seeing the Champions League is worth it. Peach, don't worry, Anton. Me and you are going to the match next season. 100%, Peachy boy, definitely. Neil from down under. If I judge West Ham and my expectations, they have far exceeded it, as my wish was for the top 10 finish after going close to relegation last season. And I've always had faith that Moyes gets us there, and he has. He absolutely has. I'll take any silverware at all next year. I'd be buzzing if we won the League Cup. Absolutely. That's my boy just coming in from school. So Neil T, beating Fat Sam is almost as important as beating Spurs. Absolutely, definitely. Let me see here. Oh, sorry, give me 2 seconds, everyone. Hold on. Hello. I'll be back in 2 seconds, okay? I'm just finishing off. This is the live one, okay? Good boy. Sorry. That's what happens. That's what happens. Costa Hammer, basically, it's then Total Cup, so it would be a bit of a damp squid from being in the top 4 flirting around it for a fair while. Unfortunately, hasn't addressed in January and proven costly. Garino, I've been lucky enough to see us win the FA Cup. Any silverware is worth it. Absolutely. I wish you. I mean, my dad rams it down my throat. Garino, I know he's not been on for a while. I'm going to try and get him involved a lot more, potentially over the summer and moving into the new season as well. But yeah, I get you completely, bro. My expectations were higher because I didn't judge in all of the last season. I judged from my start of the Moyes reign. Absolutely. Freshfielder, Astra Gugu, Sparta Prague, Ferenc Kavoris, group will do me. Oh, Astra Gugu, could you imagine? Could you imagine? John Hicks, they will be watching their backs next season. West Ham will be up there with the best. Let's hope we will. Dan, 50 million in budget would actually surprise me with how tight those cronies are and that own the club. I'm sure a few will go out, so we'll see what Moyes manages. I have faith in him, absolutely, mate, and that's the difference with West Ham that we do. Oh God, there's so many comments. It's jumped again, and that's what I'm trying to do. I've sent a tweet to Arthur asking if he wants to be interviewed by Stell. If anyone's on our Facebook and Twitter, you will have seen an image that I put up. It was actually me that put that up today, of Stell celebrating with Arthur wearing a crown. So let's just try and win the last two and enjoy the summer of Euro 2020 and hopefully decent transfer window. Absolutely, mate. James, I spotted Stell and Lidl earlier trying to find enough. Rishi should have seen what was in this morning. I don't even know what you are talking about. Not an image you wanted. Fresh fielder. I too am far from convinced. Only just back from the groin injury. Not scored in the league since February 7th. Club hierarchy wanted his heads. Who's that about? Sorry. Let me see if I can jump up and see who you're talking about there. I'm not sure who you are talking about. Oh, Arnie. Toby, Anton, you didn't offer an opinion yesterday. Would you have the option? Do you want my honest opinion, mate? Absolutely. I'm not like some other people. I think that I want West Ham to progress, but if Moyes wants Arnie back, I'll take Arnie back. If Moyes wants a player back that will bring West Ham to the next level or can help West Ham get to the next level, I absolutely will take him back. People make mistakes in life, and listen, who's going to turn around and knock back 300 grand a week at the time that he was potentially, or whatever money he was being offered, which was to double his wages? I understand the whole snake comment, but do you know what? Worse things have happened. Worse things have happened in life, and I've accepted people's apologies for it. So I don't think he's past it. I don't agree with Stell on it, and I do think there's something in the whole Mark Noble interview and the comments that have started coming out. I think they're potentially putting feelers out. I know Alf done a video last week. I think they are putting the feelers out to see what the fan base will do. There's no ifs and buts about it. You've got 50%. You've got 50% probably based on social media, and a percentage of people that won't speak out because they may get shot down for speaking out. I'll happily speak out. I'll take Arnautovic back 100%. I actually think he could be the missing piece of the jigsaw that connects the midfield through the forward line. Could you imagine Arnautovic, Lingard, Antonio, Fornals, Bowen? Like, come on, Benrahma. I mean, come on. Sima. Yep, Anton would be happy with anyone that winds Stell up. No, the funny thing is, I get the sentiment about it. Myself and Stell for years have just had this kind of jokey battle about some players, etc. And yeah, that's what it really comes down to. But yeah, we'll see. With squad size and strain on the squad, the Champions League would add. How will this affect other competitions, the league and the FA Cup? I mean, listen, we've got loads of youth players that we're going to have to start bringing through, so we will see. Absolutely, mate. Let's see. Oh God, so many comment. Big up Lil Anton coming home from school. It's actually nursery, but I don't know why I said the school. Fresh fielder, if we get conference, we'd have to play in the playoff round first. Listen, I would accept it. Miss seeing the Hammers live, but now disabled and living in Worthing with my lucky boys in London. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Victor, it's not about how much money we have, it's about how you spend it. Absolutely. Yeah, I saw it. It was so funny. Couldn't react or share as I'm still banned on Facebook. Reese, I don't know how many Reeses of you are on Facebook. Absolutely. Harley, the Salami Adobiku deserves a run out at West Brom. Listen, this is where I'm at. I don't think he will get run out against West Brom. So I think what's going to happen is West Ham are going to go out. If we can get what we need from the West Brom game and come the Southampton game, if there's nothing that can influence us moving up or down, that's where you may see Odebiku, but we'll see. Arnie back just when you thought we've turned a corner. This snake is mentioned again. Well, listen, Mark, I mean, he was mentioned by the club, by Mark Noble, so and David Moyes, so we'll see. We know we need two forwards, so if we buy one, get Arnie in a free. People forget he saved us when Moyes first came in. Listen, he's about to leave China in a free. He'll be willing to take a pay cut, so I can see it as well. But listen, that brings it into the David Moyes press conference, the West Brom David Moyes press conference. We'll be doing this as a feature moving forward for the new season as well, so join us on Friday for the next press conference, which leads into the weekend's game against Southampton. Tonight we have the preview, 8:30 p.m. Join myself, Matt, and the opposition fan. So please join us tonight at 8:30 as well. And then tomorrow we've got a daily from someone who's in the chat. So hopefully we're going to have a chat just now and get that all set up as well. and we will see you at 8:30. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment. Thank you very much for joining me, Anton, West Ham United, and of course, happy 70th birthday to Grandpa Still. Come on, you Irons.